Hi everyone! Welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Simrit. So today I'm going to be making a heart friendship bracelet. So let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do was take two different colors of string. I chose pink and white. And what you're going to do is cut out 4 pieces of each colored string that are each 35 inches. And then from one of the ends, leaving about 6 inches, tie a knot. So now I'm going to tape this down. Now spread out your strings. So make sure that you spread out your strings so that each color is alternating. And then when it reaches the center point, make sure that your strings are mirroring each other. And also keep in mind that the color that you have on the outside is going to end up becoming the color of your hearts, and the colors on the inside will end up becoming your background color. Now let's get started with the bracelet. The first thing that you want to do is take your left string and make a forward knot. So to make a forward knot, cross the string over the right one, then take the end of that string, take it through the loop, and pull that string up to the top, and make sure to always do this twice. And that's a forward knot. Now after making this knot, you will notice that your string has switched places. So now the pink string, which was once the outer string, has moved to the right. So what you're going to do is continue making forward knots onto all of these strings until this pink string has moved to the center. And now we're just going to leave this left half of the strings on the side, and we're going to move on to the right side. What you want to do is take your outermost string on the right and make a backward knot. So cross it over to make a backwards 4 shape. And then take the end of that string through the loop. And then pull that string nice and tight to the top, and do this once more since you always need to knot twice. And that is a backward knot. Now notice that doing a backward knot has done the opposite of a forward knot. Instead of moving the string to the right, your string has moved to the left. So continue doing this until your string moves to the center. And now the 2 strings that were once on the outside end should be on the center. So now to connect the 2 halves, make a forward knot. But since the colors are the same, you could also make a backward knot. And now we have completed our first row of knots. So what you want to do now is repeat this step. So once again, take the outermost string on the left and make forward knots until that string reaches the center. Then what you're going to do is move on to the right half, take the outermost string and make backward knots until that string also reaches the center, and then connect those 2 strings by either making a forward knot or a backward knot. So now once again, we're going to focus on the left half of the strings, but this time we're not going to make forward knots all the way until the string reaches the center. This next row is going to be a little bit different, so instead take the second most outer string and make a backward knot. And now that string has moved to the left side, leaving that on the side, take your pink string and make forward knots once again until that string reaches the center. Then moving to the right side, take the second most outer string and make a forward knot. Leave that string on the side, and then take the next string and make backward knots until that string reaches the center. Now make a forward or backward knot to connect the 2 halves together. And then we're going to repeat that row. So once again, take the second most outer string on the left side and make a backward knot. Leave that string on the left side and then make forward knots until that string reaches the center. Moving on to the right half, do the same thing that we did in the last row. So take the secondmost outer string and make a forward knot. Leave that string on the side and then make backward knots. And then connect the two halves by making a forward knot or a backward knot. Since the two colors are the same, it doesn't really matter. And then this is all you're going to do. Continue by doing this process. So take your outer string on the left side, make forward knots until it reaches the right side, and then on the other half, make backward knots until that string also reaches the center, and then connect them by making a forward knot. Then do that once again, so you're going to make 2 rows in the same way. And then once those 2 rows are done, do the next 2 rows in the exact same way which we just did, and then alternate and continue by doing these 2 rows until your bracelet becomes long enough. So that's what I'm going to do now. And this is what it looks like. So what I'm going to do now, to end it off, I'm going to tie a knot at the end of the bracelet. And now what we're going to do with these 2 ends is we're going to braid it. But as you can see, we have 8 strings, and you cannot braid with 8 strings. So what we're going to do is cut out 2 strings, and then you will have 6 strings, and then you can continue braiding from there. And then once your braid reaches about 6 inches, tie a knot at the end. And now I'm going to cut off the extra strings. So this is what the bracelet looks like now. And now to finish it, we're going to make it adjustable. So what I'm going to do now is curve this over and then tape it down. Now I'm going to take a piece of string and tuck it underneath and then tie it onto this. And now we're going to make a square knot. So what you're going to do is cross one of these strings over, and the other one is going to go underneath and then through the loop. Pull the 2 ends, and this is a square knot. Then you're going to do this again, but we're going to go the opposite direction. So we're going to cross over the other string, and then take the opposite ends through the hole and tighten. And then continue doing these square knots. And now I'm going to cut off the extra. And this is how I made this friendship bracelet. I think it turned out really nice. And let me know in the comments what you think of it too. So that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!